Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about why I garden. Why do I do what I do? I've had people ask, hey, you can just go to the grocery store and buy all those things. So what made me get into gardening and why I feel it's so important, especially in the world that we live in with easy access to so many different things. So I grew up on a very small farm with my grandparents out in the country in the middle of nowhere, um, where we had access to fast food and restaurants and things of that nature, but there was nothing better than a home cooked meal. And that's all I knew about growing up. I knew it was there, but it wasn't something that we even craved or thought about. And as I grew older, became an adult, I really got into eating a lot of fast foods, processed food, like the quicker you can make it, the better. And having that mentality and those eating habits had me gain quite a bit of weight, as well as develop many different health issues. And so, back about 8 years or so ago, I was diagnosed with a chronic health issue. And with that chronic health issue, based on my genetics, my family history, determined that it was important for me to make a lifestyle change if I wanted to be here long term. And so that's how I really started digging into healthy foods, homegrown healthy foods. And my first garden was probably about 15 years ago. Started with 2 little tomato plants on the side of my garage that came from my neighbor. And it was actually for my daughter. He was like, here's 2 tomato plants. Here, grow some tomatoes. So I put them in the ground. And my daughter enjoyed watching me put them in the ground, and then she was done with it. And I was addicted to growing vegetables. And so I started with those 2 tomato plants 15 years ago, 16 years ago. And now I have not just 2 tomato plants on the side of my garage, but as you can see from the pictures here, a pretty nice raised bed garden. So looking at the pictures here, the garden continued to grow another 3 feet, another 3 feet, another foot here, another container there, as the years progressed. And I started eating more fresh vegetables, eating more fruits. And then I enjoyed it as well, right? The process. I mean, it means so much more to know when you eat those green beans, you know where they came from. You know every chemical, if any, that were put on those green beans. You know that they were picked at the peak freshness, right? You know that, it wasn't picked half ripe, traveled across the country or, from other countries to get to your table. And so the flavor was better, the taste was better, and my health almost immediately improved. When I say that my health wasn't well, to kind of give you an idea, and I'll share this broadly, I'm not against sharing this information, but I'm a type 2 diabetic. When I was diagnosed, my A1C was at 13. And I was told to immediately go to the hospital because I was in danger. I'm so glad that today my A1C is barely 6, and I feel better. I've lost about 60 pounds over the years, and I have a lifestyle change. There's no fads here. I'm not trying to get the next quickest way to lose weight. This is just who I am, and this is how I eat, and this is how I live my life. And I feel better. I'm healthier. I enjoy what I'm doing, so it's also a stress reliever for me. I still have a full-time job. I travel a lot for work, and even when I'm traveling and I'm out and about, food's not as readily available, I still choose the healthier options because it's what I'm used to when I'm at home. And so Gardening might not be for everybody. Maybe you're not into it and you don't want to have, your weekends, tied up with digging in the dirt like I do. And in those situations, there are different things like the green stalk, right? I have several green stalks and I have a whole video talking about all things green stalk where, water it once or twice a week, depending on, the time of year, and fresh salads, everything you need for a salad's right there. If you want some leafy greens, it's right there. If you want tomatoes, it's right there. If you want strawberries, it's right there. And it doesn't take a lot of work. So I will have a video that you'll be able to click on to see how to set up a green stalk. And you'll see that it's super simple, but you can have, everything you need for fresh vegetables and fruit right there at your hands. That's my reasoning for getting into gardening. And now my children, my younger children, love it, right? So they love digging in the dirt with me. I find that my younger children now will eat vegetables because they know they picked that carrot, right? Or they pulled that strawberry. And so them wanting to eat more fruits and vegetables versus the fast food stuff that you can get from the store has been very rewarding as well. So that's my history and journey and how I got here. And, everyone's different. Everyone has different, things that are important to them. But that's how I got into gardening and got to the point where I wanted a year's supply of vegetables that I know where they came from, that taste well, and make me feel well, make me feel good as well. So that's my story. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed the story, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe as I continue to show my journey from a gardening standpoint, cooking and canning and home improvement projects as well. But you'll be able to see the different things that I do, and maybe there's something you can learn from it as well. My channel's new, but I'm not new to gardening. I've been doing this now for about 15, if not 16 years. But you can do it too. Thanks for watching and have a great day.